5 things every woman needs from a husband. Take your finger, slide it over, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm Paul from Apex Mindset. Let's dive into a little article here, okay? Title of the article was what I just said. 5 things every woman needs from a husband. Let's see. Jump into the article. Is by Michelle Westoff. She's got her own website. She is a Christian woman, I guess, I don't know, coach, something. I didn't really look too hard into it, all right? But when you search, because I was doing some research on other stuff, and of course, I'm an observer of social behavior, and so, I was looking up some other unrelated stuff. I was looking up some other things, and anyway, 5 things every woman needs. You do a search like that. This is one of the first 2 or 3 articles that will show up on Google. So this is obviously a very popular article. It's more popular than my video will ever be. Reason is because I'm going to tell you the unpopular truths that are going to make you succeed in your relationships. Everyone else is going to BS you, like this article for that matter. They're going to tell you a lot of bull crap, and it's going to cause you to fail. But it's all feel-good bull crap that's safe to say. So YouTube, for all I know, they may or may not even allow this video to be searchable, even though I'm not going to say anything offensive in this video, really. So, because it doesn't fit, it might not fit, the paradigm of what's considered socially acceptable, all right, by YouTube, okay? And so that's what we run into. I have to, and I just won't sacrifice my intellectual integrity, but this stuff is real popular because people want comforting lies. People want to be bullshitted, and then they want to continue to do the same dumb things and hope for the best. People generally don't actually want the cold hard truth that if they do actions based on that truth, that they're gonna do well. And so we end up with stuff like this. And I'm gonna scathingly, obviously, if you can't tell, this is gonna be a scathing review. It's not to slam her as a person. I don't know what she her deal is, but she may be a nice person. I don't know, but she is full of crap though when it comes to relationship advice, and she's giving though the things that are popular advice that people would agree with. And you'll see how this is just a recipe for disaster as I break it down. It's really important for you to understand what's BS out there so you can make better actions in your life and have happiness. Most people are not happy with their relationships and their dating situation. They're just not. And then they read BS like this and they try to base their actions off of false information, and then they continue to not be happy or make it worse. It's just anyway, bad cycle. So we're gonna break this one down. So I'll read the beginning, the first paragraph. Okay, read parts of this article. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'll put it in the link though for the description. Maybe you think it's a great article and I'm full of crap. Who knows? Tell me in the comments. So it starts off like this. All right, guys, listen up. I'm talking to you, husbands, husband wannabes, young men, and older men. I'm also talking to the ladies. Those of you who are still young or unmarried, and those of you in marriages that are less than fulfilling. Today I'm putting on my marriage expert hat to share a few things I've learned along the way about how to have a healthy and happy marriage. What makes me a marriage expert? Years of on-the-job training. Oh my God. Oh boy. Okay, sorry. This is bad already. Like, I already know from the first paragraph, it's gonna be bullshit. We already know that this is gonna be a bullshit article. All right? And I've seen this before, and I'm going to be critical of modern day Christianity as well here, because the church has lost its way from their actual belief systems that they traditionally grew with. The church has grown into a gynocentric imperative, a feminized version of the religion. It pollutes every corner of Christian churches, and it causes, you know, a ridiculous amount of divorce and unhappiness. All right, and so this is evident here. What this is going to be throughout the article is her patting herself on the back, her being just such an utmost wonderful example of the perfect wife and the perfect relationship and how you need to be more like her. It's so arrogant. And I've seen this come out of religious communities time and time again. And it's like, oh, it's just so disgusting to watch. Like, you'll sit there and some guy or some chick, and they do this like when you have to get married or whatever, you'll go to classes that they'll make you take, you know, before you get married. They're like relationship classes. And they'll have some couple get up there who just makes you nauseous. You know what I mean? Like, you just, everybody in the audience is like, ugh, you know, like, get out of here. And they just sit there. All they do is pat each other in the back the whole time and tell you how great they are because here's what they do. And it's gross. Like, you know that they don't even like each other. Like, you can tell that their sex lives are terrible, their romantic lives they're shit. You know what I mean? That they're just plugging along and focusing on the church and God and jobs so that they don't have to face the fact that they don't even like each other. I mean, they're these disgusting situations most of the time. I mean, sometimes I've seen one of these or two of these where the couple is pretty genuine and you can tell that they're pretty happy, and they're usually, you know, not touting themselves up as the amazing example that you need to follow. But women love to do this crap. They can't stop. Some women cannot, not all women, but some women cannot stop patting themselves on the back and telling you how great they are, you know, and that's why they're giving you advice. This whole article is so we can see how great she is. And so anyway, when it's coming from that standpoint, you know it's going to be BS. So we'll get to the first rule. All right. Tell her that you love her and that she's beautiful every day. I love it. So some of you guys in the comments, you know, like, you can tell me how well that's worked out for you. You know, just worshiping a ground. A woman walks on telling her how beautiful she is all the time. How well that's worked for you, you know. All right, we'll read it. We'll read the whole thing. And by every day, I mean every day. No exceptions. For the past 28 years, plus the 4 years we dated, here's the example. Look at me. How great am I? Me and my husband are the greatest. My husband has told me these things at least 5 times a day, sometimes more often than that. Occasionally he asks me, "Are you getting tired of me telling you this?" I always answer no, even though at this point I don't always feel like I need to hear it, but I'm telling you, every day we go out into the cold, cruel world and face life head on. Often it drains the very life out of you, and even if you know it in your head, your ears don't need to hear that you're loved and beautiful today. Believe me, your spirit does. So her website, and this is a lot of bull crap in the article too, parts I won't even get into. One-itis stuff, soulmate stuff, spirit, your spirit needs to hear this stuff. That's all fake mumbo jumbo BS stuff, right? That's not Christian. This is what I mean. Like, this is somebody who claims to be this Christian advisor on relationships. That is not Christian philosophy at all. There's nothing in the Bible about soulmate. Okay, there's nothing in the Bible about a soulmate. All right, two become one in a marriage. That's the closest you get. It's still not the notion of a predestined soulmate. That's not even a thing. You know, she talks a lot about that. Your spirit needing to hear something. Anyway, so you see a lot of hocus pocus like that with people like this, but is that going to work? Do you think that's going to work? You're going to give your woman just compliments all the time? That's what she wants to hear? All right, here's the problem with advice from women, like a lot of times from women like this, is they don't understand that the difference between what gives them comfort, okay, and what makes them aroused or attracted to the guy that they're with. They don't know that difference. So what she's going to dispense here is a bunch of comfort advice, things that would make someone feel comfortable. But comfort is not arousal, okay? Comfort gives you security. Comfort maybe makes you get that oxytocin going a little bit. It makes you feel, that sense of security. In a relationship, do you need some comfort? Yeah, you need some comfort, but it's not all comfort, The spark that goes away is because it's too comfortable. You see what I mean? And so what's going to make her aroused and attracted to you is none of the comfort behaviors. The comfort behaviors are just going to balance out the things that are arousal behaviors. Arousal behaviors are exciting, a little bit of uncertainty, some excitement, right? A little bit of mystery, a little bit of surprise. These are things that are, it's tension and a little bit of anxiety actually that creates attraction and arousal. And so you're in a relationship, you got to balance out that tension with comfort. And so the problem with bad advice is they're going to give you all, from a woman usually, is they're going to give you all the comfort advice. And if you do all that stuff, there's going to be too much comfort and no spark, no tension, therefore no arousal, no attraction, you see? And so that's a huge recipe for failure because women are emotional beings. They want to feel good. They don't want to just feel comfortable. They want to feel that attraction. They want to feel excited about the relationship, And that excitement is gone with too much comfort. So this kind of shiz here, this is not good. This is what we call as qualifying to a woman. Never qualify to a woman, all right? Her hypergamous brain needs to see you. Her primitive brain needs to see you as better than she is in terms of genetics and mating. When you behave in a manner that sends the message to her that she is better than you, then her attraction and arousal goes away. She starts to wonder if she made the right choice, and she starts to look at other options, other sexual options, okay, that aren't you, okay? Now, she might have personal loyalties, and she might have a set of morals that won't let her cheat physically, but she's doing it up here because she's not aroused by you. If she doesn't think you're a better genetic option than she is, she's not aroused by you, period. And women, this is why you all go for assholes. Because assholes don't treat you like you're better than they are. They treat you like they're better than you are, and then you're aroused by them. And then the nice guy that showers you with the compliments and tells you that you're beautiful every day, you're not very interested in that guy, are you? And guys, you all know this. This has been well established. It's not even an argument. So what do, right? Well, you're not going to do this, all right? Never qualify to a woman. Never give a woman an unearned compliment either, okay? It's like the good morning text. How many of you women and guys, ask women in your lives, how many of them just love to get that good morning beautiful text day in, day out, all the time? It's vomit. It makes them want to vomit, doesn't it? Like too much of that crap is nauseating, okay? And it's nauseating for a reason, okay? It's because he is skeeving her out because he is saying, you're so much better than me. Good morning, beautiful. And you know what? It's disingenuous. That's the other part of it. He's clearly just showering her with words and there's not much genuineness behind that. So what's better, okay? Here's the rule. So here's the new rule. Don't do her rule by telling her you love her and that she's beautiful every day. You want to show her that you love her and that she's beautiful through your actions, okay? So ask any woman which one they'd prefer. A guy who walks around 5, 6, 7 times a day going, you're so beautiful. Gosh, you're so pretty. I don't know what I would do without you. I love you so much and you're so beautiful. I don't deserve you. Okay, walk around and do that all day long during this, quarantine. Or don't say much of that at all. Come up behind her, maybe grab, run his fingers through her hair, kind of hold it back, kiss her neck, kiss her ear a little bit, kind of grab her like this, and then just say, hey, babe, I'm going to go run some errands. I'll be back in a couple hours. And then leave. Which one sounds more arousing? Which one do you think the woman's going to say is better? Show it through your actions, right? Something like that, okay? That's showing her that she's beautiful. That's showing her that you want her. You know what I mean? Showing your love, so to speak, without having to say anything. You're doing it through your actions. It's more genuine, okay? It's less talky, more acting, okay? And it's more dominant. It's more masculine, okay? And she's going to respond better to that kind of stuff. That's what you need to do, all right? So you show her through your actions. Doesn't mean you never tell her she's beautiful. Doesn't mean you never say I love you. If that's, you're married, I would hope you would be saying those things, okay? But it means that when you say those things, she's earned it, You're not just showering empty compliments everywhere. It's because her behavior, how she's shown up, all those things, she's just deserving of for you to say that at that moment. And you just say it because you feel like it. But it's not something you're saying 5 times a day. You're showing her, okay? You're not just saying it. It's a difference. So that's the first rule. Show her, okay? I'll read on the article. This one. Be the president of her fan club. Oh, man. This just gives me imagery of like those Insta thoughts, having those beta boyfriend of the week, taking him on a vacation, taking a bunch of pictures of him in a bikini somewhere, and then, she posts him on her Instagram, never says a thing about the guy, and then go to my OnlyFans account or whatever. These guys are bitches. And these guys, believe me, think they're the president of those girls' fan clubs. All right? Literally number 2 says, be the president of her fan club. Nothing could be weaker than thinking about a dude doing that. But let's read on. No one should be more excited about who she is and what she does than you. You should be her biggest cheerleader and encourager. Take interest in what interests her and join her in at least one of the things that she is passionate about. To love her is to love what she loves, to value what she values, to take pleasure in what pleases her. Nobody does that with everything all the time. But the point is, if she feels the whole world is against her on any given day, she knows at least you think she's completely wonderful. All right. You treat a woman like a celebrity, she'll treat you like a fan. Okay? Women don't want to bang their fans, generally speaking. All right? Never do this. Never be the president of her fan club. Okay? That's called a cuck. That's being a cuck. All right? Now, women love to give this kind of advice, and they stand by it. And you can see it throughout this whole thing that we're going, is where this advice goes. It's not setting up the husband to be the guy that she's aroused by and that she is willing to drop everything for. It's setting up the husband to be the supportive cuck while she goes out and shops around for other men. Not to say that she's doing this. She's this Christian woman, and potentially that's not what she's doing. She might be. She might not be. I hope she's not. But it's that chimpanzee brain at work again, okay? The chimpanzee brain in a man or a woman wants to pursue the mating strategy without any hindrances, without any questions, without any barriers. Women want to pursue hypergamy openly without barriers. That is what the chimpanzee primitive brain is driving them to do. So they want to attract all the fans, get all the male attention in the planet, and have some guy at home as the security blanket paying for it and supporting it. If she finds a better, the chimpanzee wants to bang better sexual options while some weaker guy takes care of those options at home. This is why cucking happens. This is why single motherhood happens a lot of times. This is why, women will cheat often during their ovulation cycle and get pregnant with somebody else's kid and have somebody, the guy they married at home take care of that kid without him knowing it. This has been established time and time again with paternity studies that there's a high percentage of women doing that. That's why this happens, okay? That's the chimpanzee brain. The chimpanzee brain in a woman is hypergamous and opportunistic. It's not moral, all right? She hopefully has a different moral code that puts some checks and balances there, but her unconscious mind is going to push to not have any checks and balances. This is no different than a guy. I mean, a guy doesn't want to check and balance his sexual strategy. A guy wants to go out and bang everything. But most men know that if they want success in a long-term relationship, or we're talking about a marriage in this case, you can't just do that, right? And so you have to put checks and balances there. But the chimp is saying, hey man, bang everything on earth, right? Well, women are not necessarily saying bang everything, but they're saying, keep those options open for a better dude. Okay, that's what hypergamy is saying. Keep those options open for a better dude and allow yourself the freedom to have sex with that dude if the opportunity arises and it makes sense. That's what the chimp brain is setting her up for. So when she's setting you up to be a fan, and especially the president of her fan club, that's what she's setting you up for. All right, that's her chimpanzee is in the driver's seat saying, let's have this rule. And then it's rationalizing that rule to make him sound like, well, he's supporting her goals and dreams and stuff. And it's obviously BS. It's setting him up to be a cuck. So the biggest problem, though, is he is entering, this sets him up to enter her frame. Not only is he qualifying to her, but he is entering her imperative. She is the one who is in the driver's seat, going for her goals, dreams, and aspirations, and he's supposed to prop her up and support her and be the woman in the relationship helping her achieve things. This is problematic. This is not this is not sexual polarity. This puts her actually in the male role and he is in the female support role, where she is the star of the show and he is the fan club manager. Okay, literally that's the analogy she is using. Now, I'm not saying you don't support your woman. That's not what I mean. But there's a way in which you do it. This is not the way in which you do it. Okay? It amazes me, though, and you'll see throughout this as well, this Christian woman supports these ideas. None of this is Christian. Look up Proverbs 31 wife. Go just look up Proverbs 31. That outlines what a wife should be like according to Christianity. And that's the model. And then none of this is be the president of there's nowhere in the Bible saying for the husband to be the president of the fan club. Now, I'm not Mr. Religious Guy or anything. I'm only bringing the Bible up because she says that's her predominant philosophy for advising on relationships. But as you can see, though, these rules she's putting out are the opposite of what it says in her own religion. But this is the trend now in modern day Christianity. So that's why I keep pointing it out. You got you traditional conservative types, and some of you ladies, some of you guys think you're going to go to that pastor and get great advice on how to run your marriage. And then what you're going to end up is this kind of crap and this advice with somebody who is egotistically presenting themselves as the model of the world for everyone to follow. And just giving you crappy advice, and it's going to lead you to unhappiness. It's going to throw off the polarity where the guy is in the man acts like the man, okay? And so number 2 rule should actually read like, let her know that she is a good partner and that she is valuable when she earns it. So instead of being the president of her fan club, you're the one who should be pursuing your goals and dreams as a man, okay? You're driving the future of that relationship forward. That doesn't mean she doesn't have her goals and dreams. That doesn't mean that she doesn't add to that vision. But you're the leader. You're driving it. And so as a leader, you hold the frame. She enters it. You don't enter her frame, okay? And her model of the world and support her. She enters yours and she is supportive to you. This is how we evolved. This is how this is what sexual polarity looks like. Okay? She is going to be happier doing that and in that role and providing value in that way. She will feel like she is what I call good chimp, all right? Her chimp brain will be satisfied feeling like she is a better chimp than the other chimps out there. All right? And that's what you're doing. You make her feel like she is a good chimp or a valuable woman when she does things that are valuable to you. That's far better than being in her fan club. When she does things that are valuable to the relationship, when she enters your frame and your standards and does and says things that indicates she is following those standards, you give her that pat on the back or that accolade or that nice job or whatever, or just without even saying anything, show her that you're pleased with her. Maybe give her that kiss and smile at her so she knows that you're happy with what's going on. That is going to give her a sense of value, okay, and a value to you. And that's going to make her excited and happy to want to be with you, not you being in her fan club, all right? And does that mean you don't support her goals? No, of course you do, all right? But you support that by giving her the freedom to pursue those goals and offering that advice when she asks for it, or just listening to her when she wants to discuss those things. You know what I mean? And so just shutting up, in fact, and listening to her. So this is another way. Like, you want to support her goals, just shut your mouth and listen to her. Now you're supporting her goals. It's actually that simple. She comes home from, let's say, a day's work or working on something that's important to her, and she wants to talk about it. Actually have genuine interest, and shut your mouth and just listen and enjoy what she's telling you and hear what she's talking about. And let her express those things to you. That's letting her know that you support her and that you're supporting her pursuing what she wants to pursue. It's just being whatever she's doing and that you're interested. Genuine interest and support is simply listening. And so you offering that, letting her vent, letting her get all that stuff out, having her bond to you because she's telling you about those things, that's more important than being the president of her fan club. Being the president of her fan club is going to make her appreciate you and not be sexually excited by you. It'll be very confusing for her, right? But just simply sitting back and being a good listener, she will appreciate that 10 times more as support for her, what she's trying to do. And then she will likely eagerly support you in what you're trying to do, which is what she's actually designed to do, okay, genetically, and that's what is going to make her the happiest and make you the happiest. That's where you need to be, all right? Let's see. Number 3, routinely give her a break from decision making. All right, get ready. My shoulder's about to get tired because I'm going to start patting her on the back. I'll pat myself on the back like I'm her, okay, when I read this. You ready? No one should be more excited about who she... Oh, no, that's the other one. Sorry. My sarcasm got away from me. Women are the ultimate multitaskers and decision makers. Kids, career, household chores, meals, ministry, you name it. Most women are the ones who are expected to remember birthdays, Christmas, weddings. You get the picture. Relieve some stress now by taking over and making decisions for her. I've got dinner covered tonight, or let me take care of that for you this time. It goes on. I won't continue reading. Anyway, back to the egotistical, solipsistic bull stuff, right? Patting herself on the back. Oh my gosh, women are the ultimate multitaskers and decision makers. Can we give that a rest? Hardest job in the world. You know what I'm saying? Really? Okay. It's pathetic and it's a tired narrative. But on top of that, look, here's the real advice. Men, be the decision maker. That's your number 3. Be the decision maker. Don't relieve her. And you see how this is, a lot of this is setting it up. She's naming the things a lot of times that she needs to do for a man, not what the man needs to do for her. Okay? Because women tend to be solipsistic. They can't see things past their own version of the truth. They can't see things past their own perspective. So to her, she thinks this is good advice. Really, this is just what she needs to be doing to a man, not the other way around. Okay? Because the man should be the decision maker. He should be making the decisions as a man so she doesn't have to in the relationship. Now, that doesn't mean that the woman never makes a decision for herself. That doesn't mean that, she's not able to make decisions ever or whatever. people will go into all that BS as soon as you say something like that. Oh my gosh, a guy has to be a decision maker. What do you mean? Do you mean that she can never make decisions? No, okay? She makes decisions for herself, but he's making decisions for himself and the relationship. He should be leading and driving the relationship. When she makes decisions at a relationship decision, it's because he delegated those decisions to her. So maybe decisions about, regarding the children, for example, he delegates that to her and trusts her with that so he can focus on other things. For example, you know what I'm saying? But the point is he's leading and driving it. And so if he is leading and driving, and if the man is making the decisions, then that pressure is off of her. And so this assumes that she's in the male role once again, and she's the decision maker, and he's the yes man, in the relationship. He just does whatever she says, and that's tiring. And women don't want that. Women don't want bitch-ass guys that don't lead. I'm telling you, okay? And that is not the Christian model of marriage, but that's apparently her version of it, and it's a recipe for disaster. But how many times, guys, have you heard this? And women, how many times have you heard or said this yourselves? Where a woman says, I feel like it all falls on me. I feel all the stress, the pressure, like the bills, the cleaning, the kids, our future. I feel that all falls on me. I feel like that all those decisions, everything is on me. When a woman says that, it's because the guy's not leading, okay? The guy's not being the decision maker. So when she feels like that, do you think him marching in and going, "Hey, it's okay, honey, I got dinner tonight," you think that's going to change things, make things better? You know what I mean? He's still qualifying being a little bitch, all right? That doesn't help. What has to happen is he leads, where she doesn't feel like it all falls on her because he's leading. He's driving the financial future. He's driving the future of the children and the family, of the relationship, of where they're going to live next, of all those things. She might work too. She might be a financial contributor. I'm not saying she doesn't contribute. She may make decisions too within the relationship, obviously. But the point is he's driving those decisions, so she doesn't have to. And just about every woman out there, I don't care, even the most liberated, powerful woman, okay, wants a man that's a leader and a decision maker. So she can be in that relationship and do what she does best, which is relax, be a woman, okay, and be happy and be supportive and not be saddled with all that pressure. That's the man's job. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 3 is be the decision maker. Don't do things to make her feel better. Oh, I got dinner. Maybe you do get dinner one of these nights. Whatever. That's fine. But that's not the point. It's because you're actually the decision maker. That's what you need to show up as. All right, number 4. And we're almost done here. So number 4 is remind her that you choose her and you would choose her all over again. All right, so then she goes into this whole thing about how my husband reminds me of this at every wedding we attend. He scans the crowd wherever we are and pronounces, "I've taken note of every woman here, and you know what? You're the one I want." All right. Anyway, then she talks about it cultivates security, and belonging and value. First of all, what did I say about comfort, right? This is his comfort stuff again. This doesn't build attraction or arousal, it's comfort. Is it sweet or whatever? Yeah, maybe, but it's not going to make her want her husband. That's first of all. Second of all is, you see how this is really, again, solipsistic from a woman's point of view? She's projecting on what she wants and what she needs to do on a man. Because women are hypergamous. So for women, it's more important. For a man, it's actually critical for a man to know that he is being chosen above all of the other options out there, that she sees him as the best sexual option. That is important to his chimpanzee brain, okay? The reason why that is important to his instincts and his primitive brain is because he needs to know, the primitive brain needs to know that he is putting effort towards children that are his. and not children from Chad or whoever, Chad or Tyrone from the next cave over. You get what I'm saying? His primitive brain needs to know that his resources and efforts are going towards his own genetic offspring. This is where this comes from. This is the stem where jealousy stems from in men. Okay? He needs to know that. His best way of knowing that is genuine desire. All right, so I'm splicing two videos together because everything is a piece of shit and technology fucking blows. And I don't know how to use any of it, and I'm trying to figure that stuff out, but whatever. So, because everything blows, I gotta now splice two videos together. So I was finishing the number 5. I don't even know where I left off, but we're gonna say, that, again, guide, help. You're not her teacher. All right, so you're not her teacher, counselor. You're not her father. Okay, you don't want to put yourself in that position. So how do you support her goals? Besides being a good listener, all right? You're a good listener, but you're also, you give her the freedom to choose what she wants to do and what makes her happy and to accomplish those things and those goals. You give her space to do that. You don't control or direct what she's trying to do. You give her the space and ability to go pursue those things on her own. So that's number 5. That would be the 5th rule, is to give her the freedom, to choose what she wants to do. This is also with her entering your frame. You give her the freedom to enter your frame, right? You set the standards of behavior, you set the values in the relationship, and you let her, on her own decisions, gravitate towards those things. That's being a leader, all right? You don't dictate those things to her like her parents, That's not a good role to be in. And so you don't want to be in that role, all right? So that's the end of this article. I mean, there's there's some other BS there, and I'm not even going to worry about it. You get the idea. But this is the problem. The problem is the conditions are set up for you to fail. And you know what? People are going to go listen. They're going to read articles like this and pat themselves on the back and think that think that this is the way to go. And it's a recipe for failure. People are failing in their marriages. This is I read her opinions are the popular opinions, but we want to know what else is popular? Divorce is popular. Cheating is popular. Okay? Not being happy in a relationship is popular. Settling is popular. Toxic relationships. That's what's popular. Know what's unpopular? Functional, happy relationships. People who are happy with their dating scenarios. People who are happy with the women in their lives or the men in their lives, okay? People who are happy, who do decide to get married. People who are happy in those marriages. That's what's not popular. So if you listen to popular advice, you're going to get what's popular, which is miserable relationships. And many of you have gone down that path or are on that path. So stop it. My recommendation is don't go with what's popular. There's a reason why it's going to take me a long time to get the subscribers and the viewers that I want for my material, because it's unpopular truth. But the unpopular truth is what's going to bring you the happiness that you want. If you action things out according to the rules that I've listed to counter what she had said, you're going to be your recipe or chances for happiness are far greater, okay? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to start actioning things based on the advice that's going to work and the truth based on how men and women actually are, not on what popular culture tells you and what gynocentric viewpoint is going to tell you when that's a recipe for failure, or what some advice counselor who seems to have a tone of patting herself on the back more so than helping or telling you the truth. That's probably not the advice you want to follow. You know what I mean? So you got questions, concerns, whatever, hit them in the comments, send me a message. If you are stuck in your relationship, which you probably are, you're following advice like this article, so that's why you probably have been failing. So let's undo that and let's start getting successful. Let's start getting to a place of happiness. Hit me up for a coaching session. If you're a couple and you're having trouble, I can do couple coaching counseling sessions. So you know where to find me. Thanks again for the support.